Shalom Israel.
Shalom.
We are the I.S.U.P.K on the 120. We are the I.S.U.P.K on 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Been teaching this truth since 1969 at the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, the 12 lower tribe under command in GEN.YAHANNA, right? So more or less, when we say I.S.U.P.K, Israelites who are universal practical knowledge, right? So meaning that at the same time too, there is a limit, right? So there's a limit. So meaning that this now, and when we speak and also we speak to these people, which is today the Negroes, you Hispanics, all the Hispanics people, and which is like Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil, Peru, right? And we keep on going up like Brazil, right?
Right.
And thing, right? And then you all Native Indians and them, right? So even same thing we speak here, and also even classes and all too. These are the people are allowed to come in these classes and thing, right? Anybody else coming here will get ejected. They will not come in. They will not be inside here, right?
Right.
So these are the same thing what goes by with all these prophets, the orders who are sent down to the Most High. The same thing we keep on following here and thing, right? So the laws, you see all the prophets preaching, the same thing we following the preaching to the laws 12 tribes of the nation of Israel today, right? So when you watch wrong and all today and thing, right, you're seeing how black people is being fight down in Trinidad and Tobago and thing, right? So see now when you watch and thing, so anything good, black people to the bottom, right? Anything good, black people there, and what bad, we high up and thing, right? And this is all these things we're seeing, all these nations taking advantage of we, right? So when you watch today and all too, and one of the biggest thing and all too, we will come to that tonight class and all too. So when you watch today and all too before, you see things like when these other nations and them do the bad and thing, you see no penalty was given to them. Like for instance with Kamala and thing, right? When Kamala went, we do not promote smoking and thing, right?
Right.
But we sure you know when these other nations and them do the bad, there's no penalty for them, right? So and you see again now whenever before when these same black brothers and them and thing, I see much of them been locked up, sent in prison for these same things. So up come Kamala, get hold with weed. They say something resembling weed. After that now, after about 2 years past, they come and say it was weed. And then after saying now she was out of the country. So more or less again, set her run wrong and that passed something, right? Up come the same thing, gun charges, all them things with a set up in the country and thing now, the same thing again, same blacks, Hispanics and Native Indians. When the thing again, we get hold of it, is again, is fines, it's penalty, jail time, all these things, and then up come the Syrians and them again, they brush off the whole Syrians, they come and say how he had a matter when he was young, and so now they say, well, there's years past now, so when he should have been making some jail time and all too, no jail time and all too come again, right? When we come today and all too, this year in when we check around by C-lots and all too, right? You see when the COVID-19 I think was how Gary Griffith went and holy all the brothers and them put them on the ground, papi, show them all kind of thing, right? Up come now these other nations and then the same thing, the Syrians and the East Indians, they having same, they say having this party, okay, when again in a post again, and then after you see again now how when they go and do these things and them again nobody to penalize them. And what the area which part the water and thing, right? So when you check Shagarma, which part was keeping that and all too, right? So now you have the Coast Guard and then you have an army barracks down there and all too. You have the police itself, the government puts, and plus even Shagarma must have a police for Shagarma itself and all too. And you see again not even one of these was whole again, but again now when you check back all these things again, everything they always there to make black people look small, right? And belittle black people, right? So even when you check the annual too again, right? With the SUSU and all the time now, all these banks and them black people, when you go in, black people working and thing, they're working, they're asking for job letter and thing, they're getting night for this to get a little small money in the banks and them now, right? And now you see now, right? My black brother trying now, he helping out black people now is all kind of problems now to fight on with to get rid of this black brother from helping his own people again. So again, they just want that at the end of the day, all these other nations and them just want black people to be underneath them. Not on the same level, not above them, and then just underneath, right through. And then that was, and when we check back all these things that were going on for a very long time and thing, I keep on saying no, it's from when we start with all these Africans, and then when you check back on all too, like from the days of Pharaoh and all too, the same thing again too. When Moses come now to deliver the people under the hands of the Mosai and thing. Now the after all them plague and thing until the last one, the firstborn and thing, the Mosai set the plague on them, right? And now he say, well, hey, I will kill all the firstborn. After now they decide now, right? We go and let go these Israelites and them here. But when they realize now, wait now, wait boy, them Israelites and them gone. And think now, so them Israelites gone. Now we have to do a thing. And they decide now, well, but that firstborn thing, let me forget, let me go back behind. Let me go back behind the nation of Israel. Let me have them in servitude. And that's a repeat. And then we know, knowing that and all too again, watch out is this was a learning lesson for the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians today, right? Was to watch that now and obey the Mosai, because now we see now, hey, what the Mosai do these other nations, and this was something for the other nations and all to learn that, hey, leave the nation of Israel alone, because God, the Mosai had them back and thing, because so he killed the firstborn of every Egyptian was there, right? And now we was like, hey, you know what? Let me keep the Mosai commandments, because now if we keep any Mosai commandments, no nation could come behind me. Now we have the Mosai, and we back and thing. We are the angels and them. I know how powerful these angels and them is and all too. And then after we itself is like mighty men and all too. So that are power again when we check back men like David and Samson and all them things, Saul, right. All the Saul tune and all these things and them. But again, when they obey the Mosai, you see how powerful these men and them will be the might of the Mosai and all too, right? So again, you must always be keeping the Mosai laws and things. So the same thing now, we didn't want to keep our whoever comes since keep on getting we in trouble. We start from all the Egyptians, come straight down to the last oppressors we are, which is what we call the Edomites, and today is the white man, I think. So all these things from back then, the same thing happened, and more than ever now, we need to come back to these commandments and them, right? We need to come back to these commandments. These are the same thing now will put us above all these nations and them if we keep the Mosai commandments and them, right?
Right.
And again, now put all these other nations around us and all, because the same thing again, when we check back like with Nimrod and all too again, it's the same thing, and they calling Trinidad and Tobago cosmopolitan countries and them things. Same thing with America. When we are wrong these other nations and them, the same thing again. We should be separate from these other nations at the Mosai state and things. So when you watch again, right? Watch all these other nations when they by themselves and see how what will be going on with the people and they see more murders and things will be taken for the and thing. You won't see it. But again now we are wrong these other nations and them again. So just like the confusion taking place again. Now see now how much brothers be killed, how much Hispanics and things. So same thing America, and then when we watch wrong again, we full them, we are wrong all these other nations and them. And when you watch in America on a daily basis, who the people being murdered and them every day in the streets and them, same blacks, same Hispanics, same Native Indians. And when you come back and all in the Caribbean here and thing, right? We have Jamaica and thing, right? And thing, right? We have Jamaica, Jamaica, same thing. We have whites around them, the same brothers and them, we have whites, we have East Indians, we have Chinese and them around them and who is the one being murdered in Jamaica every day the same thing, the same nation as Israel, the same black Hispanic and Native Indian man being murdered. We come in Trinidad and want to the same cosmopolitan thing again too. Again, we have Chinese, we have East Indians, we have Syrians, we have whites and them thing. And when you check again, which nation being murdered in the streets, when they want to be turning on the news tonight again, who's the one you're going to see on TV6 News, CCN, and CN33 and all these other stations and them, the same black Hispanics and Native Indians. It's time now we black people get to realize, hey, we have to separate from all these other nations and then we have to come together and think, come out the Christian church and think, because the Christian church not letting you know who he is and thing, right? And why in this condition, because all these Christian churches set up by real oppressors, they set up by real oppressors and all too, and you'll get to see how much again these Christian church and all to hate God, and right. You get to see how much these other nations and them hate God, right? So the first scripture we go start with it is Psalms 147 verse 19 and 20.
Come. 'Cause 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 'c The book of Psalms, chapter 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
Yes, shalom.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so when we watch something, as the brother now read out something, right? So now you see that the Moses saying his law statutes and judgments, right? We give this to the nation, and we give this to the nation of Israel, right? So this is some simple things now again, right? So when we go in the Bible and thing from small, we just feel that hey, this Bible is talking about everybody. But when you started reading this, when you started opening this Bible and thing, and you started go down the line and thing, the first thing you're gonna see from the top in every scripture is say unto the children of Israel, say unto the children of Israel, say unto the children of Israel, say unto the children of Israel. And now the Mosai and all this is the Mosai saying he gave his Lord statutes and judgment unto Israel. Right? And he haven't dealt with any other nation. So now when we saying that now, so now we getting somewhere now that we know that hey, when we see East Indian preaching the Bible, that is not of the Mosai. That abomination to the Mosai and that abomination to we and all too. Mosai is wrote when we see these things happening and all too. Same thing now we come with the Chinese and them too again, right? And you go see as we go talk about these Chinese and them tonight here and all too, right? We come in again. That's not supposed to be happening. Same thing now white. Well, everybody and every black Hispanics and Native Indian mind right now, them feel and think is yes, these are the pastors that they work. And this is an abomination unto the Most High. And this is the brainwash. So now white pastors, then they put white Christ and all these sort of things, white angels and everything. And then after they put it again, the whole heaven is just all this whiteness and all this whiteness they put and things too, right? And that is not the Most High and things too, right? So black Hispanics and Native American, let's let you know that the only person could preach this Bible to you is a black Hispanic with Negroes, all the Native Indians and Hispanics and them, right? Now, at the same time, now we have to watch out for we brothers and them at the same time now, because this is the same again now. So we know that this is the other nation. Now we have to watch out for these other nations who is in your oppressors and them, who is in your oppressors and them pocket now. So when we watch back to the other thing, men who not is going against the scriptures and for their own gain, when like TD Jakes, Creflo Dollar and thing, right? When we watch all here in Trinidad and thing, when like with him Pastor Coffee and them right and Chad Bishop Gordon and all these things and them who are greening and homosexual laws and all these things when they're reading the scriptures and all to where we go thing again. The Mosai is not about these, the Mosai is not about these things and them, right? And they're agreeing to this and all to same thing again, abortions and all these things and them and they keep on checking. Even when you even watch you saying that you know all these pastors them saying the man are the Mosai and thing, and when they watch Christ and thing, even when they check Christ image and all too, and thing, if they see that, you know, I follow in likeness of Christ and all too. Christ even had even a man how a facial features how a man should be and all too. They're not even following our facial features how a man should be. All these pastors when they watch them, they're always clean, smooth, the face always clean,
right?
The dress feminine and thing. And when they check these men at the Mosai, the men at the Mosai was always turn men and thing, right? It's like they like be righteous today and coming on that righteous, they go say that is not so. The most stern people they say you should be the pastors and them today, but that is not so. But in the I.S.U.P.K, you're going to see how these men and them should be kind about themselves and thing, and how they devote themselves to the Mosai and how they care about themselves and thing to the Mosai and everything, right? And then so as we see again, all these things and them again due to slavery and thing, we lost a lot of these things through slavery and thing, right? And we go show we go show a video here tonight, and you will see what these other nations and them really think about, Christ and what they really think about the Most High, right? Because we know, right, everything what Christ doing, he's doing it under the Most High, right?
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Know about the surveillance inside the granary. Chinese authorities have changed the ending of a Bible story. The adjustment claims Jesus is a sinner and even that he killed a woman. This as China is about to renew a deal with the Vatican. NTD's Juliet Song has more on that.
Hold on.
China and the Vatican are...
So we go run through, let's run it through, and then after we go through it after step by step on it, right? So we go let's run through it first to get a quick idea what it is, and so now when we try to break it down, and then we go so get a better idea, right? So we let's run it through first and go ahead, right? Go ahead.
Reportedly about to renew a historic deal. That's as a Chinese textbook has been found to paint Jesus as a murderer. In the original Bible story, a woman was about to be stoned for committing adultery, but Jesus stepped in, pardoning her sin and letting her go. But the Chinese textbook describes a different ending. It says when the crowd receded, Jesus stoned the woman to death, saying, "I too am a sinner." But if the law could only be executed by men without blemish, the law would... The textbook is used by vocational school students. It teaches professional ethics and law and has been approved by a review committee under China's education ministry. The discovery comes as the Chinese regime and the Vatican are reportedly about to extend the deal. It was signed 2 years ago and allows both Beijing and the Pope to appoint bishops in China. China is home to about 12 million Catholics. They're split into two groups, state-run and underground. Pastors in the country's state-run associations are appointed by the communist regime. State-run associations reject the Pope's authority, while underground Catholics recognize it and are often persecuted for it. But under the deal, the Pope has final say about the appointment of bishops in China and is recognized as the leader of the church. After it was signed, the Pope also recognized 7 clergies previously ordained by the communist regime. Some conservative critics consider the approval a sellout to the communist regime. The deal is about to expire next month, and the U.S. is calling the Vatican to abandon it. In an editorial, Pompeo wrote that human rights conditions for religious believers have deteriorated amid the deal. He cited an example of a Chinese Catholic who was beaten and taken into custody for refusing to join the state-run church. On Twitter, Pompeo also wrote, "The Vatican endangers its moral authority should it renew the deal." He's expected to visit the Pope at the end of this month. Reporting by Juliet Song, NTD News. Know about the
Right. So when we check now all these things on them now, right? So all we know again now, when we know these when we check back all these either myself or the white man, all they know when they check these things and then whatever them doing it always about power and thing about money behind these things. So one, when you check these things again now, so again now when they come in with these things again, like they show you now too. So when we check all these things again, wherever it is again, it's some money thing are going on, them going on might be cut whatever. But these deals to get more population with these Chinas and them going now. And then after now to show now that you know what is to show that hey Christ now is a sinner. So more or less now them gods gonna be better than but them gods are gonna be more better than Christ than Christ and or better than we God itself and things. So again now as Israelite nation they again we always see like how they don't care about the Messiah and they will do anything to always go against the Messiah, right?
Right.
So we gonna go from the right. So we gonna do it over now and we gonna go from the start now.
Right.
Change the ending of a Bible story. The adjustment claims Jesus is a sinner and even that he killed a woman. This as China is about to renew a deal with the Vatican. NTD's Juliet Song has more on that. China and the Vatican are reportedly about...
Yeah, I understand.
All right. So
Chinese authorities have changed the ending of a Bible story. The adjustment claims Jesus is a sinner.
Right, hold on.
And even
so now when we have now read Psalm 147 verse 19, right, and 20, right? So have we now read it now we get to see something now again now, so step by step now. So we know that the only people and them could only talk about this Bible is the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. No no other man on the face of it shouldn't be talking about the Bible. It shouldn't be holding the Bible.
Right.
Thing, right? So that come like like hot iron. I think that should be like something dangerous to these other nations, and because that do belong to them. So them should be putting on that Bible right now. So that do not belong to the black. That do not belong to the Chinese. That belong to the black, Hispanics, and Native Indian man and thing, right? So go ahead.
And that he killed a woman. This as China is about to renew a deal with the Vatican. And TITHES' Juliet Song has more on that.
China and the Vatican are reportedly about to renew a historic deal. That's as a Chinese textbook has been found to paint Jesus as a murderer. In the original Bible story, a woman was about to be stoned for committing.
So now when we check back now, right, in history and thing, right? So who America end up what America do these Chinese and them, right? The bomb up the place now again. So now we have seen again, now you can see now again all these things about money and then not about no friendliness and them coming to say the going and things. So now these same Chinese and them. I remember I working some on the a plan they're recently building Trinidad here, right? And they big one see a Chinese and then I asked him about Yokoshima and thing, right? So the man the Americans and them and thing. So like the man get mad for me asking him. The man get mad for me asking him that, and he gonna report it to my supervisor. And then so my supervisor come now and say, hey, when you see them Chinese and things, better ask you to do what it is, but to the work, don't ask them no questions and things. So now when you watch these things and them now, so these they come and grief them still have one thing and thing, and now you come and you see something coming to with this and thing. These nations and all that war with these nations them at war and thing. This is not about them, not about the Messiah and trying to find about Christ and thing. All these is just deals to be little and thing. So whatever game them get, whatever game it is and thing. So to show now when you watch and thing, so the Lord will go see like hey Chinese and them is like wait so much Chinese into Christianity and thing when these nations and them not about the Messiah and not about Christ and thing, right? Go ahead.
Adultery, but Jesus stepped in, pardoning her sin and letting her go. But the Chinese textbook describes a different ending. It says when the crowd receded, Jesus stoned the woman to death, saying, I too am a sinner. If the law could only be executed by men without blemish, the law would be dead. The textbook is used by vocation.
There you go back to this. Right, so you go back to this, So when we argue now, when we go into the scriptures and things, and anybody know like knowing Christ and Christ will never. This is not first thing first. They're rewriting this and also, and if anything was to be like seen like this is not Christ standing. They don't go on off already with this. I am too a sinner. You will never find that no way. You will never find that no way in the Bible. This will if this has to be something like anybody kind of hides it more or less like Paul, and this is not of Paul, and this is surely not of Christ, because the minute that starts to I too am a sinner, that is not of Christ already. So that don't offer already when they're coming again. So again, what you're again they're coming out to take black, Hispanic, and Native Indian king to be little the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian king, right? And thing right, go ahead.
Only be executed by men without blemish, the law would be dead. The textbook is used by vocational school students. It teaches professional ethics and law and has been approved by a review committee under China's education ministry. The discovery comes from the Chinese regime and the Vatican are reportedly about to extend the deal. It was signed 2 years ago and allows both Beijing and the Pope to appoint bishops in China. China is home to about 12 million Catholics. They're split into two groups, state-run and underground. Pastors in the country's state-run associations are appointed by the communist regime. The state-run associations reject the Pope's authority, while underground Catholics recognize it and are often persecuted for it.
Right,
but under the deal, the Pope.
So when we go back now into these other nations like the Moab and everything, right? So when we go back and check back all these nations like the God now, right? So now again, so they had the God Moloch, and then they're gonna be sacrificing the child more or less is like one now past like So now one thing with that, so now you're selling back to now you all the thing you're selling your child now out. All of that time you're not gonna send your child out for like just to go by in the neighborhood and ask for something. Now Halloween come around and thing. You send your child, and this is exactly what was taking place to these same Chinese and them go to the Molech. So now watch again now. So that again now, that why again we should again never be wrong these other nations and listen to these other nations and be them. But again, they're not about one God. They're always about some serving other gods and God and just adding to God. When the nation of Israel just have one God, we keep on serving. Go ahead, Officer Mike.
Right. And so like I said, if I may, even to add to what you're saying to it, even showing you how much Christianity penetrate the other nations. Understand? Because even in a secluded place like China, right, who just try to protect them people from the majority of things on the internet and things, capitalism still make it into China. Understand? And penetrate the people, and I say over 12 million Chinese is Catholic. Understand? So that is how Christianity is a poison.
Yeah.
When all the different nations.
And that's the right officer. That's the right officer, my person, right? And when you check and see how Christianity coming and capitalizing and all these other nations and everything. So when you watch something and all too, right? And think no, a long time now when you put on your TV and think now and think if you didn't know a Chinese, you might know a Chinese by the clothes, right? What you happening here today and thing, right? You know knowing that hey, this is white. This is why people clothing and thing, right? When you watch the same Arabs and them today and all to the Arabs and them move at a certain way they're looking and all too. They move away from the way out them they dress and all too.
Right.
And think to the same way you're watching every nation, the Africans and them moving away from things. So again now full Christianity coming on these other nations and them and they just continue to brainwash and move away from all these other nations from the culture and thing, right? And that why we are the I.S.U.P.K. making blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans know that hey, you have your culture here and you should follow this and thing. The Bible here is your history book. It don't belong to nobody else. King James was a black man, just like Paul, just like Christ, just like Isaiah, Jeremiah, all these men in the Bible and things.
Right.
So the same thing, these same oppressors now, as time goes by, they make it feel that you know what, they come with just how they come with Christ. That's how they come with Christ and say Christ is a white man over all the years. So on a generation past now, and thing, nobody to defend that. Boom, Christ is a white man again. Same thing they come with King James. After King James passed away, some years King James passed away, they come and say King James are homosexual. So now again now, when these things come now, they go say, but wait now, why King James are homosexual, boy? But when you go in the Bible and thing, you see now, hey, what King James tell you that a man should not lie with a man should not lie with a man and a woman should not lie with a woman and things. So again, how a man could be this and saying that, right? So same thing they keep on doing again. So they go move on and things. So now as time generation, if this is to go ahead and thing, right? Now as generations pass now when we come in now, they really come and push and say, hey, Christ is a sinner. And then now all these things again. So two things now. Either we for Christ or we against Christ, and that's again now this could be something now coming again. So we don't know already when we go and think about Antichrist and thing, there's a lot of Antichrist and thing, right? But you just not following the laws of the Most High, you're going against Christ because Christ is always about the laws and thing. Then after now when you're seeing that somebody picking up the image of Christ and saying that thing like Antichrist and all too again too, and things so that there's a lot of different Antichrist and thing out here and thing, right? So the same thing again, keep on now they're able to push this and say, hey, Christ is a sinner and thing again. So now again, so the only most powerful black man on the face of the earth, they're coming to push that, and now what to do for you to move away from that and thing. But thank God the I.S.U.P.K. and think these men make up their mind and think to be on the streets, to be in whatever building there, to keep on pushing these things through the internet and thing. Through the media and them to let people know who they is, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
Has final say about the appointment of bishops in China and is recognized as the leader of the church. After it was signed, the Pope also recognized 7 clergies previously ordained by the communist regime.
Sorry, hold on.
Conservative critics consider
again now
a sellout to the communist.
So now again now, if these Chinese and them now again. When we go back all in slavery and thing, and even when we check like independence and all them thing, right? So when independence come around and thing, we keep on celebrating independence. But what we keep on doing now, we keep on we keep on letting know white man giving all that power to let them know, hey, I was all your boss when independence comes. So what's happening here now? One thing, right? So these same Chinese and them here, don't know what they're doing there now. Instead of them staying to them people and them thing, they're bowing down to another nation. So yeah, they think so they get the Vatican and them going to appoint these bishops and them in China and thing, right? Not them appointing them waiting. So them going and appoint these people and them and things. So same thing when you go back in history and thing, this nation itself always want rulership, everything on the face of the earth and thing, right? There's greedy, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
Conservative critics consider the approval a sellout to the communist regime. The deal is about to expire next month, and the U.S. is calling the Vatican to abandon it. In an editorial, Pompeo wrote that human rights conditions for religious believers next month, and the U.S. is calling the Vatican to abandon it.
So this is some of the things they always use to show the power and thing. If not the eagle, and thing, that's what you like a simple building, but that is really one of the power. That really one of the power signs and or the symbols to show that power and things. So see again, like the monarchy, the self the eagle and thing again. So see again what's happening there again, right too. And whereas in China, what this building now, man? Right, go ahead.
In an editorial, Pompeo wrote that human rights conditions for religious believers have deteriorated amid the deal. He cited an example of a Chinese Catholic who was beaten and taken into custody, refusing to join the state-run church. On Twitter, Pompeo also wrote, "The Vatican endangers its moral authority should it renew the deal." He's expected to visit the Pope at the end of this month. Reporting by Juliet Song, NTD News.
Go back, buddy.
And now by the Pope.
Jurors know about the surveillance
deal. He cited an example of a Chinese Catholic who was beaten and taken into custody for refusing to join the state-run church. On Twitter, Pompeo also wrote, "The Vatican endangers its moral authority should it renew the deal." He's expected to visit the Pope at the end of this month.
Right. Right. So I'm going to read it, right? I'm going to read it first, right? So when you watch this channel, right? And judgment unto Israel, you haven't dealt with any other nation, right? So this is the man, the whole world there's been watching and thing, right? And this is sometime now when he send representatives and thing. I remember like going to school and all too, right? From a young little boy and thing, going to libraries, schools and all too. And this is what there's come now and make you feel like, yeah, this is the man of the Most High and thing. And when you get now, thanks to the I.S.U.P.K. now, you realize now what I was doing from young was there's set a wrong you continue doing. Right. You out in the hot sun. And while them passing the vehicle in air condition, are you waving at them and thing? And then after the wave them giving you, so you giving out a wave, so. And then when them pass you are wave so. And thing like, hey, you bag of shit and thing, and you stay in that hot sun all kind of thing. And this is what man, what's happening here? So this is what everybody waiting on and think the Pope all kind of thing. And when you read the scriptures, God, the Most High say give us one starting and judgment unto Israel. He haven't dealt with any other nations. So now when we go in the scriptures and thing, and you see all these prophets and them, then all too, there's a color, and color does matter and thing, and you're going to see and all too. So I'm going to let's read about 3, right? And these and the scriptures, right? So we will see for itself.
Right.
There's Acts 13 and verse 1. Now there were in the church that was in Antioch certain prophets and teachers as Barnabas and Simeon that was called Niger, right? So again now we see now there's again when you check back this name black and all too, right? Again, so that 2, right? We'll get 2 more again, so that So that Barnabas and Simeon, right? So again, that we get Job, right? Let me go to Christ. Revelation 1 and verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and a golden girdle about the paps, with a golden girdle. Verse 14. His head and his hair were white like wool, as white as snow. His eyes were like the flame of fire. Right? So his head and his hair, right, were like wool, right? So white like wool, right? So when we check now, right, which nation and the face will have that texture, what they talking about again? Is the black man today and thing, right? And also, right? So now you get a texture here, right? So when you watch these people, when you watch the we had the picture with Caesar Borgia. Yeah. Right, so when you watch this man texture here, right? Nothing compared to what the scriptures is saying. So that often, because when you watch it, they straight here they're talking about, right? Right? As white as snow, and his eyes were like the flame of fire, right? So Christ drink a lot of wine, right? So the same thing went to the animal too when we drink and thing, and our tendency we sometimes change colors and be the same reddish and all too. So Christ drink a lot of wine. He was no drunk and thing, right? So the same thing too, the same I think that we could drink and think to the same way, right? But don't drink to not know yourself and think or cause or different spirits that come on here and think you got fighting spirit, you got spirit you want to rape and all these rape and all these different things. But when you think your body loses that spirit where your body is naturally from, right? So now again, all these things and them you're not supposed to be drinking in excess and things like that will cause it to go off, right? Verse 15. Revelation 1 and verse 15. His feet like unto fine brass, as if it burning a furnace, right? So when you watch brass now, right? Like brass is a doratory from wrong itself, right? So now I see like if it burning a furnace. So now when we check that now, right? Is and thing now, so that like darkish or whatever thing, right? So now when we check this now, right? So wherever your foot, your skin complexion of your foot, it will be for your arm,
Right.
it will be for your back, it will be for your face, right? When you check this now, right? Let me just say, even self was let me just go to say that, on let me go to this man's foot and all too. And all to say down to the part go be to the ground and all to this man here, no part of this man himself coming, no part of his foot himself coming to this description what the scriptures is saying here and all too. So again, these people and them is off. These people and them should not be having these pictures in the house and thing. And when you tell them that, hey, die not Christ, this is the devil and thing. Like no, hey, but use the devil. Hey, you wicked, you demons. Demons and because this is what they brainwash you from small and thing, right?
Right.
And same thing now again, and this is what they make we keep on worship. Pope after popes and popes after popes, and these people is not at the most and thing, right?
Right.
And his voice was like the sound of many waters, right? So again, now when you check many times in the scriptures and think how you always see like how Christ talk like very loud and masculine and all these things. And when you check today, when you check all these pastors and them, again I check these and these people and things. It's not even adding up and all these soft spoken and smooth and tell you things to go against the Most High and all to again to and I keep on and when you keep on going to the scripture and keep on seeing these things not adding up again, right? When you go and check back with the They go and check them back here again now. They can just move like, is there anything like we can move away from the cross?
Reporting by Juliet Song and TD News. To visit the Pope at the He's expected to visit the Pope at the
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone?
Yeah, all that go. So that's how we know what to know. So another thing now, so and again now, so we they make people feel that Christ is a white man, right? When that is a lie, right? And then now again all these other things where they wear and all too. So again now they make people feel like what the cross is something of the Most High, is something of Christ itself, right? But when you go in the scripture. But I'm not going to pull no verses and think because this going to be popular and all to everybody know one thing, right? So when Christ died and thing, Christ died with two other men, with him with cross too. So how it is these people that's come about with cross, how it is people that's come about with cross and thing. Because this is something just like like methods that again how they go maybe used to kill people like grammar zone and thing or electric chair and all these things. These is method. These cross is a demonic symbol and thing.
Right.
And this is something like what they used to. This is something that is used to kill people. So this when we walking around now and we think because we seeing these leaders and them pushing these things and them we go make it feel like hey these things is of the Messiah and thing. When these things is not of the Messiah because we're watching these world leaders again as the Pope. And think that one them not supposed to be preaching the Bible. Then after now they have these chains everybody now and think down to the baddest set of bad man and all kind of thing. We watch them today. They having the pouring cross and you see again watch it now and you see the real deals of these things on them. See, these are things that always used to crucify people and things. Take a slow death. So as he now showing this here now, this one go but like more or less to go pour people and light them on fire and if they have to crucify you, that's like with Christ and all too, was to get that slow painful death and thing. So that what I was using before. That didn't happen with Christ the first time. There was killing people before with these crosses and them and even after and all too, right? And even when you check these two men, because Christ was in the middle, one at the side, as I say, the thief, right? And another one at the and another one too, and all of them on the cross and all of them on the cross again. And what do we keep on with them? And you could wear and you want to wear something but go to Israel and then look at how we have it right here on the jerseys and them here. This is the Sheila David, right? This is David's signature, right? And also known like when you just leave the arrow, just the triangle by itself, that is the letter D in the Hebrew, right? So as you see now, David name was Dabada, right? So when we put the two things, that was just the initials on them, right? So these are the things where you go with the nation of Israel could rock and I think so. That will be it there with the thing as we going out to the scriptures just to show now that they say that Christ killed the woman and things. So now when we go in the scriptures, now they got to prove that now in the King James Bible what Christ killed the woman and thing, and they will not find these things in the scriptures and things.
Right.
Right? Because when Christ come here, Christ come to give everybody grace and things for people to get right. Right? So more or less people more or less again now the Christian church again go make you think like when we check back and think more or less like Moses law really done away, but Moses law ain't really done away. And that's really getting time to get right. So this is what now to get that full understanding. Yeah, when you see that woman there and thing, and they all three come to get that full understanding. When you see that woman there and thing, that your brother, wife and thing, that your brother. So the same brother you might have there and your own brother you want to kill, will be doing that because that he wife and thing. So you can't come to get that brotherly love and lead that woman alone, all kind of thing, right? So
Right.
same thing now when Christ come back now again, Christ say, right, all these things and them, yeah, it's in the scriptures. You could have paid the price for it and thing, but now he bringing it that hey, he bring the spirit behind it now to show that love now for it to remove away from that wicked way, that wicked thinking, right? So we go to John 8 and verse 1.
Done. The book of John, chapter 8 and verse 1. Jesus went unto the Mount of Olives, and early in the morning he came again into the temple, and all the people came and sat down and taught them.
All right. So same time when we see something like, you know, we go read and thing like so, and we go just bring it out to people. So this is just something I know to show, you know, all these blacks, Hispanics and Native Indians and all too. When you see the I.S.U.P.K and you see we in the buildings and you might see we on the side and on the streets in Port of Spain. Now we're bringing that knowledge for you all, and now you get to understand now again now. Yeah, well, you see what the people and them coming now, they're coming to meet Christ, right? At the same time now, if Christ moving now, and somebody have a question for him and thing, right? He will answer and thing, right? But when we check now what them Jehovah Witness and them doing now, and things say, see your Christ is Christ in the temple, see people them know it, they come in and meet you. So we are the I.S.U.P.K. We don't run down, we follow everything we do, we follow the scriptures, we walk the scriptures, everything, right? So that's now when you think now, you see these Jehovah Witness and them, they're coming in the morning time by your home. Good morning, and thing. They don't know what going on, all kind of thing, and coming to think when again now, when they come in now, they come into disturb you and thing, because no, that should be your home. When you check your home, that your place of rest,
right,
and thing, right? So the same thing now happening here, I think you see more going on, what you think, and then the people now coming and finding which part Christ is and thing, right? So more or less now again, everything you see the I.S.U.P.K. when you see the I.S.U.P.K. on the street and coming in all the other communities and them and knocking on every one of your house and saying, well, good morning, yeah, we come to wait name and thing, right? No, yeah, speaker could be on the highways and the byways just as prophesied as what the Mosai was saying and thing, right? So we are the highways and the byways and thing. Same time now, if we passing through some, we have a question to we go answer your questions, but to come on you all and disturb you all from your rest and thing, or you might be doing something home baking, you might be cooking and thing, because these things, I know say again, see just how they see Christ and thing, Christ in the temple, they go to him and they find him and they answer any questions and thing. The same thing now. I.S.U.P.K. set up buildings for the black Hispanics and them. So right now again now the I.S.U.P.K in point 14 here and thing, you go find me on the streets in Port of Spain and all to the same way. At the same time, you see one, you might be seeing a brother might be passing again, and you're gonna know we by the structure ways and thing. You might see where with the Sheila David. Yeah, stop and ask a question. We have time we go on site and thing.
right,
And thing if we can't answer, we will leave a number we and thing. Or we leave cards for you all to come and answer it and all to say same spirit again. With the same spirit the Bible have, the same spirit the pushing it, the same spirit the men in the Bible have, the same spirit the I.S.U.P.K men is pushing, right?
right.
But
Come on. Verse 3. And the scribes and the Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. When they had set her in the midst, they say unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned.
all
But
right,
what sayest thou?
right. So again, so we know that again, adultery again, right? So we know adultery is when a man, right, go and sleep with our next man wife, right? Or
Right.
a woman now, she belongs to another man, she go and sleep with our next man, right? That is adultery, right? And it had laws, it have laws for these things, which is we go bring it, we go read it this now, right? Okay, man. Now I'll go read it. Leviticus 20 and 10. Leviticus 20 and 10, and the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. So again, now this was a law again. So he commit all these offenses and things. This is the penalty you would be paying for committing these things and them, right? So
right.
Go ahead back to
Come. Verse 6. They said, tempting him, that they might have accused him. But Jesus stooped down and with his finger wrote on the ground, as though he heard them not. Verse 7. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, he that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her.
All right, hold on. So now, again now the further part Christ and things. So just as they again, just as they again now, that's how they again now. These men and them again always going against the scriptures and things. So now when the I.S.U.P.K come and you see, and now we start to expose them, and now we start to see what they're really about now and things. So now they're trying now to nail Christ, to say something off. So now they can deal with him, right? Right. So now when you go in verse 7 now, so when they continue asking him, he lifted up his Well,
come on, the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 7. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, he that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her.
Right. So now you telling them, hey, well, right, she really do something. She really do something wrong. And thing too. But you're going on now. She do something wrong. Yeah, she really deserves the death. But you're going on now too now. So no, if you're not saying no, and thing, or you pel she and thing too. So now again now like whoa. And then now, so now that they're thinking now, and think because now, the same way, that's the same way again, that same brother, that same thing like brotherly, they come like the most I showing that love and that brotherhood and thing right there. So just so you want this woman to be killed for the wrong she doing, if you want to wrong with you or you have wrong with you, same thing going for you and going for you now. So yeah, going on. Stone she. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. And when they which heard it began being convicted in their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And Jesus was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst.
Right. So from the heads that the scribes and the Pharisees, all these pastors them to the right. So now when they think it now, no they started think no wait. This man really he really we but and things are like no they're studying but now but I can't say nothing yet and things as the highest of them leave, keep on leaving one by one and think they can't tell Christ nothing, they can't tell the woman nothing, boom, they're gone and there's Christ and the woman alone. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And when Yahushua had lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are thine accusers?
Right. So hold on there. So now, when you think about again now, all the time you think what's wrong, nobody did, and nobody did to say, well, she had to get stoned down. Because why? Well, now what Christ do before now, we let them know that hey, the same thing what this woman get anything for? If all you do the same, before you had it, the sin and all you do the same or whatever again, whatever law you break and all too, the same penalty should be for you know too. So now again, all of them leave. Just Christ and the Christ and the woman. There's nothing to say. They're gone. The way. Well,
no man condemn thee. Verse 11. She said, no man, Lord. And Yahweh said unto her, neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more.
Right, so verse 11, right? So again, Christ then tell the woman that she did not commit a sin, right? So Christ telling the woman, hey, you see, like more or less, you see that way you're doing there right now and thing. You need to stop that, right? And more or less like, but more or less like, hey, be a righteous woman and thing. Do the things where wives do the things where wives should be doing and thing. Don't be no whore, because that what whores do, sleep around and thing, right? So when men had a wife and thing, woman, then after a year and about your wife went with another man and thing, where wife already doing putting on a horse spirit and she and thing, right? And thing, right? So this is what Christ telling the woman now, hey, do you see that way you're doing there? And thing, don't do that no more and thing, right? And the woman left, right? Well.
Verse 11. Salakia. Verse 12. Then spake Yahweh again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life.
Right. So when we check this again now, see no way in the scriptures, right? No way in the scriptures they say that Christ, with him kill the woman. What Christ tell the woman, hey, stop where doing anything, right? Christ never wait till everybody gone and then come and say, hey, you know what? You kill you horn your or we will say that in today's terms like in the West Indies here, you horn your husband or you get your husband a boot and thing and say, well, you're going and kill you know. I just didn't want to do it in front of everybody and thing. And when that make no sense and all too, right? So he said telling woman now, hey, you do not be of this no more and thing. There's nothing this. And no, this is a Christ line, you know, and all too. Because Christ is the light, right? I see that bright lamp and thing, right? That lamp and thing, right? So now again, when you check back Christ's spirit, right? Christ was always about his people, right? Always showing that love and as we keep on showing, we go in the scriptures and thing and see what all these things were Christ right about and thing and all these other verses, you got to see that hey, Christ was never about or killing anybody and thing, right?
Right.
Christ coming to warn the people and thing too again. So coming to give that mercy, coming to give that grace and thing, right? So you could get right and thing, right? So if you didn't know and thing, you didn't know why these things happening and thing, you come to let you know how to go about it, right?
Right.
So give me Thessalonians 5 and 21.
Come. First Thessalonians?
Yeah, First Thessalonians.
The book of First Thessalonians, chapter 5 and verse 21. Prove all things. Hold fast to that which is good.
Right, so all these priests and them under these all these Catholic priests and them and all these Chinese and them and all these Christians and them again who want to come and say that you know that Christ is a sinner, right? And to come and to go against Christ and say Christ done away with the laws and thing, right? Come and prove it in the Bible here and thing. What Christ say. When they say that Christ is a sinner and come and prove it and say that, you know, Christ say the laws and them done away because they will not find none of these verses and them. So all these things what people like to say that they know I have a relationship with God and eyes of Christ and all these things. When Christ continue to preach one thing alone, that you know for you to enter the kingdom of heaven, you have to keep God, you have to keep the Most High laws, right? And even when Christ and all doing these things and them, and all to Christ move away himself and all and say, hey, these things and them, I do it in the Father, and if Christ wasn't taking no credit for nothing he was doing and all to.
Right.
So again, when we say if we love, and we all know the scriptures and them as simple as it is, like John 14 and 15, right? As simple as it is, and thing we know that hey, if we love the Most High, keep His commandments and all to. Say the same thing. Christ come, right? And you are the Most High, right? So as you say, if Christ say, if you see me, right, you see the Father and things. So again, the same thing and things, same spirit. So if you're for the Most High and you're for Christ and things, same thing you have to do. Keep the commandments and them, right?
Right.
So give me Romans 6 and 1.
Come on, time. The book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
Well,
verse 2. God forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein?
So say again. So now we know that when we wait Him, so we are on that grace, right? So we know that grace is that time period to get right. So just as when we have like loans to the bank and thing, and so for some reason you're being sick or something, you're just for 2 weeks and thing, now they come back and thing, the bank will come and tell, well, yeah, we understand, we go get a little grace to get back yourself and thing and to pay it off, the same thing. So this is again now. So this is what Christ, this is Paul, so as we know what Paul and all too, what Paul doing, Paul following Christ and all to the same way. Paul is speaking of Christ and all too. So Christ, Paul and all, follow me, how I follow Christ and all too, right? So the same thing happening here and all to Christ, the same thing. So when you check back now again, what happened with the woman, right? And thing. So the more or less with the woman, what Christ was there, any woman do there? Christ was giving the woman time to get right. So he tells you, hey, you don't go and do that again and thing, right? Yeah, you go and change your life and thing. You go and get right. So the same thing again. So when you go back in verse 2, here the most thing, the Most High forbid that and thing. That you go ahead and sin. And when you check back sin and thing again, right? And think because sin is the transgression of the law and thing, right? So again, when you go, as you say that way, go back to the same adultery and thing, right? So when you go and look to sleep with another man, wife and thing, right? So that one, that your brother and thing, right? You're going to look to sleep with him, right? That one. And then after all these other when you check back all these other like scientific things like what will be happening and things too now again now. You look into yourself, put yourself in problems and all too again. Because say for some reason now again, this woman and she man maybe have some kind of sickness and all too. You know, you looking to go and pick up sickness and all kind of thing too, right? And things so again now when you check back things, so that one you're going against your brother, so that you don't evenness already, right?
Right.
And after now when you check back these things and then you're going with the sister again. You don't know what that sister have and thing. You know that whatever that man and cheating and them working out, you're gonna put yourself with she. And then after now when you watch back again when you see something now, you know that thing is this again too. Sometime again, some men vengeance so dread and all too again. So you just think you're gonna think when that man could did when that same husband itself again, the vengeance is seeing his wife with another man and think too, because again now it's always like the niceness we gain from your wife, he just seeing that what you gain there and all too, and all that vengeance come in his head and he could end up murdering his wife and murdering you and think to end up murdering because you come to defend yourself. What as scripture saying, right? To sin, live any longer therein. So any of your thing it is going against you. And also it's breaking God laws, it's going to get your death and thing too. That's why the Most High always say that keep the laws, statutes, and judgments and thing, right? There's righteousness on the face of the earth.
Right.
And thing, right? Give me second Samuel 7:12 and 13.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 7 and verse 12. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. Verse 13, he shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne for his kingdom forever.
Right. So this is all the this is where they start prophesying of Christ coming and thing, right, with Samuel and them, right? So now now they getting prophecy that, you know, this man here, this is the man the Mosai, and thing gonna exalt to be to rule over Israel. So and thing, right? So when we go now, and when thy days be filled, thou shalt sleep with thy father. So now, as we know thing, like, you know that, hey, there's no heaven and no hell here and thing, right? So when you die again, you sleep until the Most High ready to send you back down on the face of the earth and things. So that, as we know, say that why we say that the Most High is a living power,
right,
a living God and thing, right? So then it are no heaven and no hell when you're thinking it's up and with the Most High and thing. You're just sleeping until the Most High ready to send you back on the earth, right?
Right.
And we go on to say, I will set up thy seed, right? So we know about seed and thing is really is sperm, right? And thing, right, after thee which shall proceed out of thy bowels and will establish his kingdom, right? So right, so now when we check back this now again, so how they like to come and, you know, why all these prophets and them from back then prophesying about Christ, right? And we're seeing here now that, you know, out King David, you know, so now we know that this is not King Solomon. It's not talking about because King Solomon kingdom fall, right? So this is they're talking about Christ, right? And thing, right? So now when they coming against, so right through even the prophets and all giving you this great structure how this man come in here and thing, and you see nothing, you're hearing nothing off with Christ coming and all. So even before he come on the scene and all too, that them prophesying great things about Christ already and all too, that now, you know, he will establish his kingdom, right? Verse 13, and he shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever, right? So now when we now come back to the Most High laws, statutes, and judgments and thing, right? We is going to be ruling the earth with Christ, right? And putting all these other nations in subjections and them. And now we ain't gonna get to see no Chinese, no picking up no Bible. We ain't gonna see no white man picking up the Bible. We ain't gonna see no Arabs and them picking up the Bible, no Africans and them picking up no Bible and thing, right? This is we get to see that blacks, Hispanics and them, you're going to be taught by these same blacks, Hispanics and them, and also these other nations and them is going to be in subjection to Christ and his ruling body, right? So now I get to see now again how these prophets and all too. So back then, now and even Christ and all too. When Christ even talk and all too, you go see Christ talking and all, and even all the prophet and even after Christ and all too again. So they come and say, you know, Christ is a sinner. You'll never find it in the Bible, right?
Right.
So give me Matthew 5 and verse 17.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Right. So Christ saying, all right, so think not, right? I'm come to destroy the law or the prophets, right? So whatever them prophets and them say, Christ coming to uphold with them prophets and them saying and thing, right?
Right.
So all these people like they say, hey, them laws and them done away with, them laws and them ain't done away with, because he come to uphold. So wherever them prophets, so we go just go into some of these things and them what some of these prophets and them say, right? So let me go to, so at the same time, yeah, we go to which one to go take first by give me Leviticus 20 and 13.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
Right. So again, now when we watch the video, they up and then who these people and them, who these people and them marrying man and them, the same people and them. And then again, now breaking already was done breaking the Mosai laws and thing already. And again, and God never appoint them. So them appoint themselves to break the Mosai laws and set them doctrines on the face on the earth and things. So see again now, so now again, so the scripture saying for mankind to lie with mankind, abomination and thing. So when you watch the day and all to so the black Spanish, and then after now you fall in these other nations and them. When you watch, you see how you see some Hispanic sisters and them on the videos and them. So then you see them and then after you all your black sisters and them and you see and your native sisters and them. Now you see them and they like, whoa! It's all kind of words like you creating language and things because now you're like, wait, is that sister looking? So that was like, you know, in America, they say that's a stop bad, but that's a stop banging. And we know we gonna say whoopa, yeah. You know, kind of I'm thinking of everything because why? God create woman for men, not man for man. As even when you go in the scriptures and all, from Genesis and all from the beginning, the first book and all to you see it and all too, right? Where you say you create female and male,
right?
Thing too, the same way again. So now if you all homosexuals and them and thing, go on an island and just go on yourself and stay on yourself and stay there and see how long or go with them. It's the same homosexuals and them depending on these same people and them who straight who dealing with man and woman for them to survive and
right.
Because again, it will never, and anytime you go against the Mosai again, because that means your generation, you being a homosexual, a lesbian, that means your generation gonna stay right there.
Right.
And they stay right there. That your generation stay, no generation coming out from you again. So you want your life to, you want your generation to come on, you want your people, you want your family members to talk about you, and just like, you know, I say like with Joseph and thing, how people had a record with Joseph and say, hey, that is the son of David and thing, because I know that line is coming, and even when Christ come down and we see him again, so it's like, hey, that is son of David, you know, Christ, they calling Christ the son of David. So you see that whole structure, I think that generation come down. So you people are again, be a homosexual and thing too again. So that your generation go stay right here. But even before and even bigger than that too, the most I go cut you off your generation and all to say black Hispanic. So yeah, go and be a homosexual. I don't see already, but the most I say, hey, that abomination until here again, right? So that one from Moses again, right? So we going again. You give me Ezekiel 8 and 16.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 8 and verse 16. Turned to provoke me to anger, and lo, they put the branch to their nose.
So now it's seen again that no, we shouldn't. Now it's seen again that no, we shouldn't be taking no branch anywhere and be smoking it and all because all these things are abomination to the Most High. So that one again, and then after now again now when you check on all to and like in your families and all to sometimes again you come home to a thing. You have to move away from your children because now you're knowing that all these things and them could affect them and all to the same way and all too. Then after again now when coming back to me, there's some people with men and them wife and all and your wife and all too again, it's like or your brother and things say you can't himself like talk up in people, you can't himself talk in people face and all too because like again it's like you should be able to be and knowing of the Most High is somebody clean. And you want the nation of Israel to be clean. Just like it have sexual laws when we done sex and thing, go and bathe and all these things again. The Most High want you to be clean.
Right.
And a woman make a baby at a certain amount of time, you have to stay from she before you can go and have sex with you again, the same thing again. The Most High want your breath and all. The Most High want your breath and all to be clean and all too. So besides just smoking all, all these things, all the dangers that be coming with, the dangers that be coming with smoking. So see again what Christ and all too, Christ like, hey, you see them too with them prophets and them saying, and thing too, we know that these things is of the Most High. It is to keep you stronger and a better man and all too. And to keep you living longer and all too. So again, when you check on things, stink breath and all these things, and then after now, again, some people now in the simi and think now in the Western News go come and say it was found on King Solomon grave and all kind of thing as obviously Michael mentioned again, a grave Agree when you check agree it is dot and is dot or kind of thing. So we're going and grow trees is trees and thing. After you bury somebody, is trees going and grow on top of it. So whoever plant that and then you never hear King Solomon say that he was smoking marijuana and thing. You'll never find that in the scriptures. Just the same way you'll never find Christ saying that he's a sinner and all kind of thing. You'll never find it in the scriptures and all kind of thing. So you're seeing again, Christ again. Yeah, he gave him praise to all the prophets and them and all too again. So he come to change nothing the prophets and them what the prophets and was saying, right?
Right.
So let me go into the first the New Testament and all too. So let me go First Corinthians. So let me go to Paul here and let me go to Paul here now. 1 Corinthians 6 and 19.
Come on. The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6 and verse 19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, which ye have of the Most High, and ye are not your own?
Right. So now this is Paul here now saying that, hey, know ye not that it belongs to the Most High. So again if your body belongs to the Most High and thing, what the Most High going to do? And that's how the Most High continue from the first book of Genesis and thing, and to the Revelations and thing, all these books and them and thing. You want to keep the laws, statutes, and judgments and them. Because why? You belong to the Most High. The Most High always about the Lord. Most High want you to be obedient and thing. So by think you get your dietary laws and thing, that dietary laws, there's that dietary laws is for you and for you obeying me and thing too, right? So again, same thing again, you get a woman and thing, you get a woman, you ain't get a man and thing. So your rod is to be going into a woman vagina, not no woman not a man peanut butter, no kind of a man peanut butter or kind of thing. You're not supposed to be doing these things on them, right? And thing too again. Same thing again now we check back again to the way keep on saying again to your body and thing, all these sorts of thing again, men and thing your body belongs to is a man and thing. You're supposed to be dressing like a man. And
right.
Same thing a woman the same way. You're supposed to be dressing like a woman and thing too.
Right.
So all these things again. So that you're not gonna find any fault with the things of Christ and them saying and the moves I think. But anything they say is of righteousness, right?
Right.
So going back into Matthew again. So give me verse 18.
Matthew 1 and 18?
No, 5 and 18.
That's right. The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, not one jot or one tittle in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled.
So plain and simple, right? Again and again, it says Christ going to keep the law. So when we check back some of these simple things we're just talking about again, you have to keep it and things to. Because why? When you watch outside, you see in the heavens and them, you see in the clouds and then you see in the sky, you see in the sun, you see in the moon. You wake up the next day, again tomorrow is Thursday, you still see in the sun, you still see in the moon, you still see in the skies and them. You see in darkness and then keep it. You wake up Friday, same thing again. You wake up Friday, same see in the sun, you see in the moon, you see in the stars, you see in the rain falling and all these things and them. You still have to keep the Most High laws on them because
Right.
He said to keep it and thing too. So as long as this earth here, you have to keep the Most High laws on them, right?
Right.
Right at verse 19.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
Right. So these Christian pastors and them here now go read this now, right? And they go still think like, you know what? Yeah, boy, they still see in heaven and thing, right? And thing, right? But what they don't know and what the I.S.U.P.K know that and thing, right? When you listen the kingdom of heaven and thing too, prepare for sickness and thing, right? Prepare for you to be in a low state or kind of thing. Because that was the kingdom of heaven. That was the kingdom when the kingdom that was the most high is that was the most high thing. So the I.S.U.P.K know what, hey, when you're in them thing, you're in a low state and thing. So that's like when we how to say this by so how to say this? When we watch back and thing into slavery and when we watch back into slavery and thing, right? So when we watch back, these white men and them was with them like who was whipping we and thing. These was men when they're in the low IVQs and thing, right? Would I be with them like white men with no sort of sense and things. So these were the white men that have whipping we and torturing we all kind of thing, right? So now when we go back now, so when Christ set up the kingdom and things, so all you blacks, Hispanics and them and thing were thinking like, you know what? They could these pastors could tell people, hey, break the commandments on them. And you can see this and say, hey, you know what? I still end up in heaven. Well, know this and all too that no, it's like this and all too, right? So when Christ come back now, he set up the kingdom and all too. So all these people them go against the Most High. So one as we read back with when we was reading up the scripture with King David and thing, where he say he go sleep and thing. So one, the Most High can keep your spirit for a very long time.
Right.
So the I.S.U.P.K know what the not the Christian pastor, because them reading the Bible from a white man perspective, a white man way, right? And now they're reading from that white man way now, and not from black Hispanics and Native Indian way, right? So now when we go back and think now, say now you know that hey, you do wait name. Heaven and hell is right here on earth, right? So you ain't going on with him, you come back right here, right? So now when you go back and now and break the Most High commandments and thing, right? So this is what we know and thing, right? So just like when Christ now was with the disciples and they see the blind man now and they say, hey, what does man do? Did he sin? And then this is all the penalties and them for going against the Most High and thing. So now when you come back and think, the Most High can how you dealing with these nations and them like the Moab and thing. He say like we'll have Moab dealing with all the nation of Israel, all the piss and all them things. So now you in an atmosphere smelling pee and thing because you keeping the Most High thing. So now you have to go and deal with some nations who wrong dealing with pee or kind of thing because you think so you in a low state and thing. So what's by the all the nation of Israel was keeping the Most High commandments and thing enjoying now the inheritance of Christ. Now, what you expect you is now you have to deal with other nations pointing out and being a foreman to tell them do this and do that. No, that one part of it now, right? So now again now you come back in again now you least again now you come back blind and thing. Now you know like wait now, wait all them women, all them Native Indian women, all them Hispanic women and them look how they see now you hear how beautiful your beautiful is and thing. You can't see them and thing. And you're wondering and thing. Or again, the Most High bring you back and thing. Now when it's about 16 years now, you see such a beautiful woman, now you realize, wait now, my private part carries, my private part carries. No, yeah, all this is when people thinking like when your child think that child is born and some kind of thing, this is the Most High doing these things and them. So when you're thinking you're breaking there and you're coming back and feeling yeah, you could be releasing the kingdom of heaven and all kind of thing. All these things will be happening to you. So now you seen a nice sister and kind of thing passing and thing. And my friend, wait boy, I want that sister go like me if my broadcast stand up and thing. Nah. That's just they feel that with them like punishment for the Most High because they are again for your wickedness. They want to hear the I.S.U.P.K, they want to hear the prophets of the Most High and things. So right. You know what? And you want to listen to the Christian church and thing. All these things is things will be happening and thing on the face of the earth and thing when Christ come back. So don't feel because you see the kingdom of heaven there and you could be listening the kingdom of heaven and all thing and feel like you're still with him. You could be in a low state with your body or low state like whoever going around and all too again, right?
Right.
Give me Revelation 20.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Right. So when we check this and all two again, right? So this is Christ. This is Christ again, right? So now we'll get to know again now. So all these things what he's saying now, I know that it works and tribulation and poverty, right? So when you watch wrong today and think which nation and you feel say you when you watch wrong now, you're seeing the struggling and thing, right? And that is the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian man. Now when you watch wrong, you're seeing now, hey, them Venezuelan, which is the tribe of Asha, now you see now that they are the leader of the country, because that is showing how and them how wicked it is and things for our brother to leave the whole family now to come across here. And this is a vibe just to get food and all too. That's showing like way. And then after now we like, we following here all these other all the blacks, Hispanics and them now and think we following these other nations and them and saying, but hey, and them send why they don't send them back home and think about ask yourself now who's the people causing this problem for all these Venezuelans coming in, which is the tribe of Asha coming across here and thing, right? And then you see the poverty, even with we here and all too, the same blacks and them when you check we and think who's the ones holding down all these minimum wage jobs and them, who's the ones and them being sent in the prison and them, who's the one being gunned down in the streets every day and things. So who is referring to you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian man. Right. Your crisis saying now, right? But those are rich, right? So when you check back and think who the kingdom are, when you check back now, who the kingdom of heaven is promised to and think the kingdom of heaven is promised to you, same blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. The kingdom of heaven is not for these other nations and them, right? Not for the East Indian, it's not for the Chinese, not for the Syrians, it's not for the Arab, it's not for the white man. The kingdom of heaven is promised to you, right? Right. I say and I also again when you check back and say thou are rich, when you watch it and thing, again, no matter what that state we in, who is the nation. When we watch and everybody watch wrong, everybody say have all these great things to say and watch we and thing. When we watch wrong, that spirit we have singing, that spirit to play sports, that spirit to teach and all these things and them and to be and most important to keep the again, although all other nation right now we offer them, but which nation still closer to keeping the Mosai laws, the same black Hispanics and Native Indian man and thing to the same way. Because when you check back all these other nations and them again, they always have God set up. And that's why the Mosai say these other nations are in, and we is not to follow these other nations and them. So the Mosai say, I know Christ say, I know thy works, thy tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of which them I say are Jews, right? So now again now you see now again now seeing somebody now again. So this is how again now how wicked these other nations is and this nation itself now. So more or less now you take up somebody identity even from going and conquering like India, just like India, if they go on in India had to get independence from these the Europeans and them, even African countries, Zimbabwe and all them things, they have to get independence from these same European countries and all. So now what you think now, and this is always something that always will put more wickedness to the nation of Israel. So what do they do? They conquer these other nations and them, right? But what you always do, they always put more to do the nation of Israel more, right? And thing, right? So they conquer all these other nations, they do independence. They come and they right, they conquer nation. But what they do decide to do the nation of Israel now? Let me take the identity now one thing, right? So now they give we Afro Trinidadian American Trinidadian and thing. And now with the thing, you have people saying this is Israelis and Jewish and take we identity and thing all that. The same thing what happened to we in the Caribbean here and thing, right? Same thing again too. Applying to no matter what we go to always add to all the oppression. The community West Indies here and thing. The East Indians then come, they get contract, they was contracted to come here and thing, right? And when they contracted to come, they come when everything was finished. Same thing. What they get them land, they get them money. What happened to the black Hispanics and Native Indians? Same thing again. They fight their way up. So ever from since now, Negroes and blacks Hispanics always have to be buying land from the same East Indians and them and thing too. Same come now the Syrians again and they always use things to say, well, hey, why black people so again? Because they went against us and they always put these other nations in a better way than we anyhow, and we always have to be right there fighting and things. So the same thing again, the Syrians and them people don't know. They come and get a story that Sagda come here and he fight his way up and things. Saga come and he land in the richest part of Trinidad and Tobago. And think these Syrians them came with money. These Syrians them came with money. So people didn't know one thing when they check out the Ottoman Empire, these people was paying too much of taxes and they were saying about the West Indies and them what they call like the New World and things. So now they realize, hey, you know what, if I come here and thing, you know, I gotta have a better thing. I have to go and deal with them the Ottoman Empire and pay all these 75% tax and all kind of thing. I go still live, I go across my family. Otherwise, when you watch these Syrians and they spread through all the Caribbean, they spread through all the Americas and thing, all these the same which we brothers, they all Brazil, Colombia, and I think they spread right through, they spread right through up there and thing, the same thing again. So these other nations always oppress us and thing, right? And the same thing, they do not like we, because again, being God choosing people is a certain vibes again we always have and thing, always have that spirit of the Most High and thing again, and as you know the scripture says, and says thou are rich, right? And are not, but the synagogues are Satan, right? So now again, we know who all these people and who claim to be Jews, and we know who there is and thing, right? It's of Satan, right? Okay, man. Psalms 83 and 1.
Come on. The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1. A song of Psalm of I.S.U.P.K. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
So verse 2, right? So for lo thy enemies. So now the same enemies now. So that's now we're going to see now who is the Most High enemies, right? And now they make a tumult, they make a gathering, right? And they have hated thee and lifted up their head now, right? So now they're coming to go against the Most High, right? Go ahead. Verse 3.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Verse 4. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Right. So when we watch wrong today again, all right. So we every nation on the face of the earth, right? So don't matter them East Indians and them know them East Indians and them, right? So don't matter them are East Indian in Guyana and thing, are East Indian in Trinidad and thing, are East Indian in Canada and thing. Them know that them come from the nation, them know they come from India, right? Them know their heritage and thing. They even know who they is, Passad and all these other East Indian names they have and thing. They know the lineage, everything, right? And thing, right? Same thing when we go back to all these Muslims and them, these Arabs and them, same thing, Muhammad and all these things and them. They know them Arabs and no matter what it is in America and thing, the same way now, right? But when come back to Black Hispanics and Native Indian, man, what is right? So again, now we carrying Venezuelan, we carrying Trinidadian, Jamaican, African American, and all these sorts of things. So now we lost from don't even know any identity, right? Go ahead.
Verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. Verse 6.
Go ahead, something like this. So verse 5. So just how you see again, that way when the Mosai come back again, that way you have to separate all these nations and them. Put back every nation back which where they come from. Let the East Indian go back in them land, let the Chinese go back in them land and be under subjection under the nation of Israel. Because see again, just like when we read back in Genesis and thing, what happened with Nimrod. See all these nations come back together and you see again, they wanted to reach the Mosai and thing. The same thing again, they wanted the same thing. They want to go against the Mosai and go against the Mosai chosen people and them, right? Which is you Black Hispanics and Native Indians, right?
Verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom.
Right, so Edom, so them today the Edomites, the white man. Go ahead.
And the Israelites.
Today again the Ishmaelites, the Arabs and them.
Of Moab.
Again, these Chinese and them.
And the Hagarim.
These Africans and them.
Gebal and Ammon.
Again, the Japanese and them.
And Amalek.
Amalek, same whites and them.
And the Philistines.
Africans.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Africans again.
Ashur is also joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
All these East Indians and Persians and Mede Empire. Go ahead.
As to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor, they became as dung for the earth. Verse 11. Made their nobles like Oreb and like Zeid. Yea, all their princes as Zebah and as Zalumna, who said, let us take ourselves the houses of God in possession.
Right, so when we check back again, so who the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians belong to? Belong to the Most High. We are God's chosen people. We the ones the Most High give the laws to and thing, right? We the ones that them all the prophets that them you see, all the prophets that them you see in the Bible and them today. These the ones that Christ and all to this is the man who the Most High exalted to be Prince and Savior to the nation of Israel, and also the Most High on the right hand and thing, right? So right after the Most High is Christ, right? So all again, these are the people them who go against the Most High, right? So blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian man. So just like how when we read tonight and all to the same way, I think this is the same thing we've been going on for a long time. The thing. These other nations do not like blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, do not like the nation of Israel, they do not like the Most High, they do not like Christ, right? So for we now to put a stop to that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian man, we need to come back to the Most High, keep back the Most High laws, statutes, and judgment. The same thing we did not want to keep and put us in this problem. The same thing we have to come back and keep, right? So now we can rule this earth in righteousness and all, right? And with that, I'll pass the class over to Priest and Officer Micah.
This is the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant Gen.YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. He or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21 and Malachi chapter 3 verses 8 to 10. It means 10 in the Hebrew and it's pronounced ma'ashra. 10% of any increase the Lord gives you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. The upcoming Holy Convocation is the Feast of Dedication or Hakanaka, which is the 25th day of the 9th month on the Hebrew calendar by the space of 8 days, which will be Wednesday, the 9th of December 2020. You can find this in 1 Maccabees chapter 4 verses 52 to 61. Remind Archeum and Aquatium to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If your brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he's to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, like shirt, like headbands, or scarf. And with that, we say I imagine. Sir, we're going to stand and face the east, and we're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashemaya, Kwadash, Aya, Shamka, Yahawa, Malakwaka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Mashamaya, Nathanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalakna, Kawatnawa, Kasalakna, Kawatina, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Manasayawan, Abal, Abushaina, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wataparat, Wa'ayolamia, Aman.
What we just said, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. In earth as it is in heaven, give us this day, our daily bread, and forgive our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen.
We're going to say the hakak, or the power, in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Babakashai, Nathanawa, Hakak, Larapah, Kalmakala, Kalmadawa, Hakak, Lataha, Atapazarium, Hakak, Lahakoyam, Hamatayam, Hakak, Irakawat, Atamayala, Lagaroshan, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Tawada Aman.
What we just said, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness, all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, cast them out, in the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it.
We're going to say the blessings in the Hebrew. Rakata Yahweh, Wayahushai, Wamakala, Walahayam, Matazabia, Alawapiana, Asaranyam, Akwatazayanyam, Akayalyanyam, Wa Akwatiam, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Tawada Aman.
What we just said, bless you Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, and the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. This is the I.S.U.P.K curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, the name of Yahushai. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us. Thy prophets, the teachers, the prince, the priest, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the thread of the rich of Israel. Refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. To enter thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. And the nation. And the drug dealers. Court system. Prison system. Planned Parenthood. All the government our enemies. Amalek and Army. Roman Catholic Church. Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Area Nation. Skinhead. Quasi-Mortality. The gay movement.
Angels that have done it.
Cause it to spread through the media.
Through
the whole world. Cause them to shake up thy comment. The name of Yahushai. Thank you always. So be it.
We're going to say the blessed Israel in the Hebrew.
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Barakanawa, Wayashala, Wahabayat, Saparim, Barak, Rapah, Magan, Command GEN.YAHANNA, Generals, Captains, Officers, Troopers, Sisters, Children, all the destroyed of Israel, all those trying to come to the truth, Officer Galawan family, Officer Suwapialan family, Officer Makwayakan family, Officer Makakobalan family, Officer Tazawan family, Officer Yakaran family, Officer Shan family, Officer Barriatan family.
Brothers, Brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters fighting community truth.
Brothers and sisters fighting community truth.
Children and babies in the I.S.U.P.K.
Children and babies in the I.S.U.P.K.
I.S.U.P.K. Trinidad and Tobago.
I.S.U.P.K. Trinidad and Tobago.
Franco family.
Franco family.
Brown family.
Brown family.
Zion.
Zion.
Wesleyan.
Wesleyan.
Daniela.
Daniela.
Jamilia.
Emilia.
Nima.
Nima.
Khadija.
Khadija.
Chantel.
Chantel.
Myelin.
Myelin.
Ashira.
Ashira.
Angel.
Angel.
Yeah.
Bashem.
Bashem.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Tawada Aman.
Tawada Aman. What we just said. Lord, in the name of Yahushai.
Lord, in the name of Yahushai.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect our loved ones.
Protect our loved ones.
In the name of
In the
Yahushai.
name of Yahushai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Sir, men of Israel, let's give the teacher a one courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Brakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Azar
Yadi and Maktah. Men of Israel, let's give the sisters online a courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Shemal Atan Ba'asham Yahushai. Yadi and Maktah. Class dismissed.